Welcome to another video, a definitely content video. That's definitely content video.
Yeah, we did a pub quiz a few weeks ago, and we entered the pub quiz as definitely content, and the compere of the quiz kept reading out definitely content.
Wish we didn't even, we anticipate the thing.
I never even read the word content as content before that moment. As
Definitely not content.
we're no content in anything. But anyway, this is video number 2.
We made it to 2.
Yes, if you haven't seen video number 1, you can go watch that. What was that?
That was the Halloween.
Halloween Horror Nights, that's correct. We did Halloween Horror Nights for
So now we have shifted to another amusement park.
We've moved from a universe to a world. Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Specifically, we went to Magic Kingdom. And the reason we went to Magic Kingdom was to set ourselves a bit of a photography challenge there and take photos in a specific way. And we will show you that video very shortly. And then maybe at the end of the video, we'll pick out our favorite few photos that we each took. And
kind of go over why we like it.
Yeah, talk about what we like about the photo, why we picked it. Not all the photos, because that would take all day and it would be very boring.
So I've chosen a select few.
Yes. Oh, by the way, it was before Christmas, so we are, what do they call it? Stylishly late to the party?
Exactly.
Is that what they call it? Is it stylishly?
Maybe if you went to Magic Kingdom during Christmas, you go, oh man, remember that?
Yeah, so this was filmed before Christmas and we are efficient. So here's that video. Hello, we're here at Magic Kingdom. It's the
As told by the monorail.
monorail, yeah. It's coming up to Christmas, so it's pretty busy. And today it's in the high 50s, low 60s. So it's
Very nice.
It's a bit chilly, but actually really nice. Why are we at the Magic Kingdom? Well, we decided that we would make ourselves a bit of a challenge, not competition, but a challenge. And Kyle can tell you about what that challenge is.
So we are going to be challenging ourselves as photographers and to just use JPEG files, so no editing afterwards. We're going to choose a particular color profile. We're going to go with black and white, and then randomly we will choose to each get a different land randomly assigned to us at Disney World, and then take our best photos there, and then we'll show them to you after this.
Yes, so we're going to do that. Probably the thing that's going to keep us humble here is that we've decided we're shooting JPEG only, not RAW, and we're not going to edit the files. So whatever comes out of camera is what we will go with.
All composition based.
Okay, so let's go into the Magic Kingdom and take some photos. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so we're inside the Magic Kingdom now, and this shot is terribly framed because of where we are in a corner, so I'm just gonna let Kyle take this.
Okay, so I've acquired a map of the Magic Kingdom. It has everywhere on the inside, all the different lands. You got your adventure, your frontier, your fantasy, your Tomorrowland. We're gonna assign them each a number, and then we're gonna use a random number generator for each of us to assign our particular land to one another. So Adventureland will be number 1, Frontierland number 2, Fantasyland number 3, Tomorrowland number 4, and nothing for Main Street USA, 00. maybe we should go over the gear that we are using. Today, out of sheer lightness, I'm using the A7C2, which is a fantastic little runaround camera with the same power as the A7 IV. And I'll be using my 35mm 1.8, also very compact.
So here, and in terms of my photography stuff, I think the camera was going to fall. It didn't fall, but it looked like it was going to fall. I'm using the A7 IV. I currently don't have a lens on it, but I'll probably use either a 35 or a 24-70. And as Kyle said earlier, we're going to be shooting in a black and white picture profile, JPEG only. Video we're shooting on the Sony FX3 for some of it, and also we're going to be using the Kyle's GoPro 13 for some of it. So the video is going to look a bit choppy in places, but that's kind of what we're doing. So we're trying to operate 4 cameras between 2 people, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, go for it.
2.
Okay, so we're just about to go into Adventureland, which was, it's really loud, so I don't know if you can hear me, but we're about to go into Adventureland. That's land number 2, and on the random number generator, that's Kyle. So Kyle is going to start shooting photos in Adventureland.
Holy shit, Chris, it's Frontierland.
And I'll probably take some video of him doing that, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll do another random number generator to go to another land. Hopefully this video is interesting. It's interesting to us because it's a bit of a challenge photography-wise, but hopefully it's interesting to you. We actually just had a pit stop. We stopped at the Sleepy Hollow place, kind of behind to the side of the castle.
We're going to waffles.
There's Kyle.
Hey.
We had chicken and waffles, and it was pretty delicious. So, yeah.
So I am using 35, but then I used the crop mode to punch in a little bit, just so I could get those folks over in the boat. Cheating a little bit, but hey. So we are over at Tom Sawyer's Island, a place where I never really go whenever I come to Disney World, because, I mean, why would you? It's going away soon, so this may be the last time that we ever get to visit it anyway. Adventureland, it's spreading, I'm sorry, really is not maybe the largest of the lands places you can take photos, so this is probably a good place to come, so I can grab as many shots as I can possibly imagine, but basically you're just in the woods in a treehouse. And that's the vibe here.
Yeah, and trying to expose video on Tom Sawyer Island is a pain because it's just either stark, harsh sunlight or really dark shadows. So
I will also briefly explain that anytime that I'm really looking for pictures of people, I am usually using aperture priority because the lighting changes so much, especially in this environment, with it going from shadow to light, as he was just mentioning, with exposing. So I am using aperture priority whenever I'm looking at people, and then if you see like any buildings or landscapes, if I choose to use any of those ones, those are more or less done manually, or if I need to control something a little bit further than that.
Yeah, so Kyle's been shooting for about 20 minutes here in Adventureland, so we'll go for a little bit longer, and then we'll use the random number generator and pick another land, and Kyle can take over doing the video.
Which land do you want to get?
Tomorrowland.
I mean, obviously,
I kind of want Tomorrowland.
There's no doubt about it.
I kind of want Tomorrowland. And then Kyle will take over some of the video, which will be interesting because Kyle...
Oh.
That was rude.
It's going to happen again.
Kyle's going to take over the video, which will be interesting because Kyle does predominantly photography. He has a very, very, very creative eye for both video and photography, but he doesn't often use a video camera, and he's going to use the FX3, and we're shooting in log, which is also tricky to expose in light like this. So we'll see what happens.
It's going to look bad.
We'll see what happens. I will say, coming to Disney when it's in the 60s is so much more pleasant than coming to Disney at any other temperature. Like look at my face, it's just blown out now. It's like 63 today, and I'm in a hoodie. I'm in a hoodie and jeans, and I'm so comfortable. And I would take this weather in Florida all year, if I'm honest. I would take this temperature year round. But yeah, coming to Disney or any theme park when it's 90 degrees outside in Florida is kind of miserable. So I actually kind of like this.
So if you're planning your vacation in the summertime, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to stop recording now because this shot's ruined. I'm blown out and Kyle's in dark shadows. So anyway, yeah, we're going to carry on taking photos.
Okay, so we have wrapped up Adventureland. I think I got some good shots. You'll probably see 10 of them out of the probably, hold on, let me check. Oh, it doesn't tell me how many I shot, but a lot. So a small percentage, but I think going into Tom Sawyer's Island, the contrast with the black and white, I think will come out pretty good. Now it's time for Chris, and we will roll the dice to see where he will be shooting.
Kyle just did the random number generator, and I got 4, which is Tomorrowland, which puts some pressure on because that's probably the easiest place to take photos at Magic Kingdom.
Definitely the coolest one.
Yeah, so get ready for some probably quite poor incoming images. We're still over at Frontierland, so we have to walk around to Tomorrowland. Yeah, so let's head over to Tomorrowland and take some photos.
Stuck on the people mover. This may be unusable because I have it at 40,000 ISO.
40,000. The biggest fail I've maybe ever had with the camera. It couldn't be more out focus.
Alright, so Chris has taken about 9 million photos, just trying to get something there.
Yeah, it's not going well. I'm trying to do a specific shutter drag on Tron so I can blur out the ride, but isolate maybe 1 or 2 riders. And it's traveling at like 50 miles an hour, so it's kind of tricky to get it shot. I've got a couple of shots that are nearly what I want, but I've got about 900 and something photos that are definitely not what I want. So I'm going to try a couple more times, but there's every chance you're not going to see this photo because I don't think it's going to work. I can't really blame the camera, I just blame me. It's almost there, but I think it's going to be a fail with things.
One last try?
One last try. It's been one last try for a little while. We've done with Tomorrowland. I took a lot of photos. You'll probably see maybe 6 or 7 of them because a lot of
good ones.
There's a few nice ones and there's a few 100 terrible ones. And I don't know if we talked earlier. I'm shooting on the Sony A7 IV with a Sigma 24-70 2.8 lens on. Like Kyle was earlier, I was shooting it in aperture priority with an aperture of 5.6. Which was great until we went on the people mover into the dark and I tried taking the photo and the shutter speed was at like 1/5 of a second, so everything was blurry. I kind of called it quits with the Tron thing earlier. You saw me struggling, trying to get a shutter drag shot of Tron. I got a couple that are really close, but probably not good enough. So if there's one that's close enough, I might drop it in here so you can see what I was trying. But at 50 miles an hour, it's kind of hard to pan and track. But yeah, we're gonna go into, where are we going now?
We're gonna go Main Street.
We're gonna go into Main Street. We're not gonna have time to do all 4 lands like we planned. The day is getting on a little bit. So we're gonna go to Main Street, take some more photos. Probably not be much more video. And those photos are going here, I guess. Yeah. That's about it, I suppose. If you're watching this before Christmas and it actually became a video, happy holidays.
Sure. If you're watching after Christmas,
happy holidays. Yeah, so
hope you had a great
hope you had a good time, or have a good time. And this will probably become a video. And you know me, procrastination and all that. Anyway, we'll go now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, see ya.
Welcome back, folks.
Hey, so that was our afternoon. We spent about 3 or 4 hours at Magic Kingdom prior to Christmas, and hopefully the video made sense and we saw what we were trying to achieve. I think overall I probably took about 600 photos on the day, and I've narrowed it down to like 7 that I want to talk about, and Carl's done the same.
We're now going to be going over the photos that we took.
Yeah.
Just briefly describing and kind of choosing the reasons why we think that these ones were the pick of the crop.
Yeah. Not necessarily the best photos you're ever going to see, but 7, I picked 7, Carl's picked 7 photos that we took that day that we like for one reason or another. So we'll look at those now. If you have the opportunity to shoot in RAW on your camera, shoot in RAW on your camera. Don't just shoot in JPEG. And also, if you take a photo that you really like and you want to edit it. Like, edit it how you want. We took it upon ourselves to not edit a thing, which...
Is it laziness?
Maybe, but we haven't edited these photos and they were JPEG only. So yeah, here they are. So we'll start with Frontierland, which is Kyle's land. So this is the first image.
Okay, so here, I think I was really just going for, like, you've got this family. Obviously, it looks like they know the people down here on the boat, so they are waving back and forth. This guy's videoing it. I don't know why. I just kind of like the way it's framed. I like that they're the focus. The people who are waving in the foreground and then the people who are waving in the background are out of focus a little bit. I don't know why, but it just appeals to me.
Yeah, I really like this photo, and it's cool because this photo came out of a clip I shot of Kyle that was in the video. I was filming Kyle shoot this photo, and it's cool to see how it came out. I really like it.
I was taking some photos like of just the ride coming down and that sort of thing, but I couldn't get anything very interesting really, because I mean, it's a million different photos of
a boat
coming down the hill. But then I noticed that these people were waving, so I just took a couple steps back and wound up getting that shot.
No, I really like it. I think it's cool. Okay, so the next shot from Frontierland is this dude.
This guy, I don't know. We were on the Tom Sawyer boat right after we got off the boat, though. This guy hopped off really quick and gone down this little gangway to like film his family coming off of it. And he just seemed so serious about filming his family coming off of the ride.
I like the fact that he's using a handy cam that I didn't even know you could buy anymore.
That's true. I didn't know these existed.
I didn't know these handy cams still exist.
And that's hardcore. He's got like the microphone and diffuser on it.
I really like the contrast in this photo. I like that you have these leading lines to him. I like that a lot. But what I really like about this guy, because I remember him from the boat, is that you can't quite see it, but underneath the camera where this microphone is, he's mounted that with a shelf bracket. It's not a camera bracket. He has a U bracket that you use to put shelves up, and he has jerry-rigged that onto his handycam and put a microphone on the front of it. And I just remember looking at it thinking, that is dedication.
DIY for sure.
Yeah.
But I agree. I like that he kind of pops against the sky. And then you've also got, like you said, the leading lines of the ropes on either side.
Yeah.
He just seemed like a good subject. And
yeah.
He was going hardcore with his filming of the family.
I like it a lot. All right. Frontierland number 3.
Okay, so this is one of 2 pictures I took of the same windmill. This is on Tom Sawyer Island. We were up on something else. I don't even remember, like a fort kind of thing.
Like a quiet frame.
I just liked that the windmill is, framed with the leaves around it. I think I probably stopped, opened the aperture a little bit so I could get some of that in the foreground, kind of out of focus, so you could focus in on the windmill. I like the shape of the windmill. I don't know, just like that one.
Yeah.
I think the contrast of the white of the windmill really pops as well.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. Okay, Frontierland number 4.
Windmill part 2, but this is kind of reverse contrast of the other one. I was behind it. The sun was kind of coming in from that angle, so it's very, very, backlit. So the thing is pretty much all in shadow. I got a little bit of sun flare coming from that picture. And it's not much, but it's just a lot of contrast, and I like the contrast.
Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, number 5.
Okay, so this is at the, after you cross the bridge and everything on Tom Sawyer Island. I think pretty much all my photos are from Tom Sawyer Island. So you're down here, and you go up in the little forts and stuff. And this lady was just chilling on her cell phone, sitting on the rifle munitions box. And I just got a shot of her from the window. I kind of, in the 4 quadrants, kind of tried to get her in that top corner. And she's got some good light coming in from the other side. It's not perfect light. There's a lot of shadow on her face and everything, but I think she kind of stands out a little bit.
Yeah, I like this. This might be one of my favorite ones that you've picked. I like the negative space above the window a lot, and I like everything you said about the photo. I like, but yeah, I like this negative space at the top.
Yeah, I think that was kind of essential to kind of even. She's kind of center framed, I guess. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. No. All right, and then Frontierland number 6.
I don't know why, but this is probably my favorite one. It's really dark inside of the fort things when you get up there. So the only light coming in is really through the windows, and the only light the camera's going to pick up is the bright light coming through the windows. And once again, ton of negative space up at the top. It's all black. And this is just one of the cannons that are sticking out of the window. And I don't know, I like the cannon is framed. I like the light's coming in and only in like such a small portion of the picture. A lot of contrast, which I think with black and white
is what you're looking for.
You're looking for contrast.
And finally, number 7.
What was number 7? Oh, this one, I don't know. I just like that the tree is super white in the picture and it contrasts against kind of the surroundings. I like that it's framed by the fort as well as the trees up there. It's maybe the most nothing photo of all the ones, but I just like that white tree kind of pops out. And that's my pictures of Frontierland.
So now, in no particular order, are my pictures from Tomorrowland that I picked that I quite like. So starting with this one.
You'll remember from the video.
Yeah, you might remember from the video that I was struggling here quite a lot to get this shot. This isn't perfectly in focus, but I think it's in focus enough to highlight what I was trying to achieve. Where
I really do think that you got the perfect person in focus because she's wearing lighter colored jacket and everything, so she really pops out.
Yeah, she's wearing lighter clothes than anywhere else, as Carl said, so she really pops out, and you can see that there's a nice amount of motion blur to it, not a crazy amount of motion blur, but enough to see that they're traveling at a pretty good speed. I like the contrast across the photo in general, but yeah.
You know what shutter speed you were shooting at?
I think I was shooting this at about 1/15th, 1/20th, and this was not my first go at trying to achieve this photo, but I kind of like it. She looks like she's having a good time, and it kind of captured what I was trying to capture to a degree. My second one, yeah, this photo is kind of a nothing photo in many ways. I like how these 3 people are centered, and between these lines of the escalator, this is going up towards the people mover. We were exiting the people mover, and these people were going up. And I think I just like how this encapsulates what Disney is to a lot of people.
Group hug.
Like, they seem to be having the time of their life. They're in love with their baby. They're in love with each other. It just looks like a very wholesome moment for a family. And I just kind of like that, and that's why I snapped this shot. There's nothing particularly creative about it. I just like what the moment looked like. That's why I went for that. My third photo, this is arguably another nothing photo. I like the simplicity of this photo. I think the Tomorrowland Gateway Arch is the best entrance to any of the lands in Magic Kingdom.
So simplistic.
It's very simplistic. It's kind of futuristic. What I do like about this is on the left-hand side, the contrast of, and you can see like the T, the O, the M, the O, and the R are in shadow, and then it comes around to being in light, and the frame, the archway does the same. I just like the simplicity of this shot. Again, if I look at the sky, I like what the black and white did to the blue. Nothing much to say more about it. I just like the simplicity of this shot.
Kind of the old entrance to Tomorrowland.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was way crazy, and they did a great job.
Yeah,
breaking it back down, making it simple.
And I like the symmetry here. It's not perfectly straight, but we didn't edit the photos. But very simple, kind of symmetrical. I just kind of liked it. Number 4. Okay.
Astro Orbiter.
Astro Orbiter. I really like this. The shapes of the Astro Orbiter really make this photo more than the photo itself. Good lighting coming in. Good geometric shapes and patterns, and it's very sharp.
I think it was the perfect day for a photo like this because there's no clouds in the sky. It was just like completely just the sun providing all this contrast with the shadowy and the light part. So it's because there's the bright parts are so bright.
Yeah.
The dark parts are so dark. It works really well.
Yeah. Just
for black and white.
Just some cool shapes, and it's nice and sharp. I just like how that came out. Next one. Okay, I really like this photo. This might be one of my favorite photos from Tomorrowland.
Hello, Maddie.
Maddie. This is Maddie, who we don't know and doesn't know us, and we didn't speak to, but her name badge says Maddie. This was as we got onto the People Mover, and Maddie here was the ride attendant seating people, and I snapped a few frames of her when she was attending to people in another carriage.
She's in perfectly.
And she looked up as I took this one, and it's almost like she's semi-posed for the photo. Like there's a bit of a smile there, and the lighting I think is pretty perfect in this photo. It's almost like, if you look at her face, it's almost like Rembrandt lighting on her face. I just really like how this photo looks very natural, and I like how it's framed, and I really like the light.
Yeah, I think even just this foreground element works really well, and I think that the lines going through her head are really great.
Yeah, this foreground element is just, I think, the back of a seat of a People Mover carriage, and like you say, these lines over here. I really like this photo a lot. And this is a photo that, if we weren't doing this challenge, I would probably go in and edit properly and actually edit this to really bring her out and really highlight her.
Well, so Maddie, if you're watching.
Yeah, hi Maddie. If you are watching this, yeah, you can have this photo. Number 6.
This one I like.
Okay, I like this photo for the comedic value. This is again on the People Mover. I like that you've got the castle here framed between these two lines in sunlight. And this gentleman here, People Mover might be the slowest moving ride at Magic Kingdom. And I think I caught this guy in a yawn, or maybe a belch. Who knows? But he looked like he's terrified of the People Mover. And
Regardless, his wife doesn't look thrilled about it.
And I really like the wife looking at him, questioning why he's reacting in this way. So I like this photo just because of it just made me laugh when I saw it. He is probably not perfectly sharp or as sharp as I'd like him. I was shooting in aperture priority at this point, and because it was kind of dark in this section of the ride, my shutter speed was very, very slow. So there's probably a bit of...
So coincidentally, I think that Tomorrowland has the 2 best places to catch a nap, and the People Mover and the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
I both. If you're really tired throughout the day at Disney World, hit up those places. Take a 15-minute nap.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my last photo from Tomorrowland, I really like this. I like this photo a lot. This is again another one of my favorites probably. This is from under the canopy of Tron, looking out towards Space Mountain. I really like the light in here. I like the contrast a lot and the shape, and I like how I framed it. I think the composition of this shot's really good. I like this archway, and I also like this kind of the way the canopy is meshed and kind of gives this like haze to it. Yeah, I really like this shot. I had another version of this where on the part of the track you can see here, I had another version of this where the carriage was on the track, but I thought it looked a bit messy, and I just preferred this. I like this shot.
I just think it's excellent framing. Like, what a framing device that is.
It really is. Whoever designed Tron did a good job. So there are my 7 photos from Tomorrowland that I like. There are others that I liked, but I just picked these ones. So yeah, there's some of the photos that we took that we like. What I like about all of the images, your shots, my shots, and in general, is that they don't necessarily look like Disney images. It doesn't necessarily look like we're in a Disney theme park. You go to Magic Kingdom and you see a million photos of Cinderella Castle, you see a million photos of Space Mountain, and you see a lot of the same photos, and that's understandable because it's such an iconic place, and people go there.
We do have like those things that appear in the photos, but like they're not necessarily
the focal points. And and don't get me wrong, I have pictures of Cinderella.
Oh sure.
And I have pictures of corn dogs, and I have all of those things that I've taken all the different times I've been to.
You have pictures of corn dogs?
Probably. I mean, it was a bad example. But maybe, whilst Disney was the backdrop for what we were doing, it wasn't the focal point. That was part of the challenge for me as well, is how can I present something in a way that maybe not everyone looks at?
It was kind of taking like a street photography mentality to a theme park.
Absolutely. It was street photography in a theme park. And I think that if we hadn't talked about being in Disney, it isn't particularly Disney in terms of the photography, and I like that.
That's just a nice place to be.
It's just a nice, yeah. Was it the happiest place on earth?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Anyway, this is something I thought I'd say. We were somewhat successful. I think there's some okay images here. Yeah, this was video number 2. For video number 3, we probably won't go to a theme park. We'll do something different, and maybe a road trip somewhere. maybe a road trip. We'll do a travel video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was of some interest to some of you, and we will see you again in another video, I suppose. Thank you.
See you next time.
See ya.
It's 10 head. You filming me?
Yeah.
Trucks.